Hello friends, Happy New Year. Oh, I know it's been a while since the new year began, but it's the first time that I'm with you in this way through Facebook in this year. I do wish you and your families a very, very good year, blessed by God in so many ways. I thought I'd start today by just sharing a couple things that have been part of my day, my life in the last little while. A couple nights ago, I was in conversation with about 10 bishops from the United States, and that was part of what we call a continental stage of the effort around synodality. Pope Francis's initiative, in short, listening to the Spirit by listening to one another. And so you had one Canadian bishop and 10 American bishops listening to each other. The second thing would be a meeting that I had yesterday, and it's the Tri-Diocesan Committee for National Week of Life and Family. Long title. But what it is it's a common effort between the Ukrainian Catholic Eparchy here in Winnipeg, the Archdiocese of Winnipeg, with Bishop Gagnon and his team, and the Archdiocese of Saint Boniface with our team, all working together to promote, to educate, to encourage around the question of life, marriage, family, the respect of all of that, and the enhancement of that as good news for all. With the bishops, we were talking about what are the major challenges in our church in a North American context, and there were several things listed. But certainly one of them that came up again and again was the importance of the family. The family was seen as, the domestic church where faith is passed on to the next generation. It's seen as the domestic church where values are shared that really are the foundation of a society that is healthy and holy. Families are the source of vocations, whether that be marriage or religious life or priesthood. The importance of good Catholic families. And I was thinking about that, that whole expression, good Catholic family. And, what is that today? There's an organization I know that every year at the international level they pick, a model Catholic family. And every year that family, whichever family is chosen, has to have between 7, 8, 9, or 10 children. And I just go, that's a bit restricted. A good Catholic family, well, we remember that phrase from the past, a family that prays together stays together. But, of course, when we say that, the image we have is a family in their kitchen or living room, on their knees, but on a chair, and saying the rosary. And the teenagers bored out of their mind, and the little kids looking all over the place, and mom and dad praying and hoping that something gets through to the children. But it's that sense of, the rosary. Now, I want to be very clear. I'm not in any way deriding families that are very generous in giving life, who choose to and are able to bring forth much life. from a family of 6. I would want all of my brothers and sisters to have been there. They are there. And I don't mean that, the family that prays the rosary is not a rich source in the praying together of the rosary. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that we should be able to go beyond the images, the even definitions of the past. Not to deny them. They continue for those who choose and are fed by that. But there should be also new ways. So what does it mean, a family that prays together, stays together today? Well, it might be in the vein of households of faith, a family that periodically gathers together and, takes up the Gospel of the coming Sunday. Maybe he reads it from a child's Bible so that all can understand. And again, what is Jesus saying to us? Where's Jesus leading us? What does Jesus want for us as a family, as a world? And a teenager has ideas around that. And a little child has ideas around that. And the grandfather or grandmother has ideas about that the Spirit is prompting and that turns into prayer. There are many groupings or movements, associations that foster that kind of prayer. I think of, Couples for Christ amongst the Filipinos, but even beyond. I think of something that's called Teams of Our Lady, Équipe de Notre Dame. Now that is going back, that has its foundation 50, 60, 70 years ago. But again, it's the basic sense that as couples, as families come together to share friendship and mutual support, but to share faith, the Word of God, to pray together, that then God can do great things in our families, through our families, in every generation. Whether it's a single parent family, whether it's a house filled with family, that we find the ways of today to really grow in our faith. One thing I'd like to bring to your particular attention is the diocese is hosting a conference. It's called Breathe Catholic Marriage Conference. And it's about that. What is a good Catholic family today in the relationships between the spouses, children and parents and grandparents? When we met yesterday to organize the National Week of Life and Family, which will be from May 7th to the 14th, and we'll bring you more details later, but the focus this year is going to be on the irreplaceable part, the irreplaceable legacy of grandparents, of the elderly in our families. Cherishing that legacy as we cherish the elderly amongst us. And that can be the grandparents who from sort of 50 years on or 55 years on are doing a whole lot of babysitting, of passing on faith, values, love. So I invite you in this time to really think about how your family, as it is, as it's conformed in its members, what it means and how we can strive to be, each of us, in part of a good Catholic family. And once again, I remind you of that conference. It's March 17th and 18th, and Breathe Catholic Marriage Conference. Some wonderful presenters. They're from Saskatchewan, so I'd like to underline that. But presenters who have again and again shared the good news of marriage and family with so many people. And so we're very, they're called the Montpetit family. And so we're very blessed to have them come amongst us. So look out for those details on the Archdiocesan website under Marriage Office, Marriage and Family and Life Ministry. And I hope I'll be there, and I hope to see many of you there. But let's, together strive to bring forth, to live the reality of good Catholic families today. Thank you.